Alright, what's up people? It's Terminator Juice, and this is going to be a little bit different video than my usual, well, a lot different. So, I want to demonstrate some stuff on screen. I don't have a capture card, and my PC doesn't have, suspend game feature, so I thought, what the hell? So hopefully the lighting's alright. I know the sound isn't going to be amazing. I'm going to switch to behind the camera at some point, and the audio should be better. Forgot to grab the controller. So behind me you can see I got the Switch. Splatoon 2, I left it suspended, and basically this video is going to be about using the suspend game feature on Switch or PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Series X, all those. Stems from the debate we had on the Juice Loose podcast about game installs and waiting for that, and then I brought up waiting for your game to load, and then a couple people said they like to see the title screen, so then we brought, well, what about suspending your game, because it gets you right back in the game. And it really feels like more people than I expected, even in the comments on Twitter, whatever, say they don't really utilize the suspend game feature, even on the Switch. So first and foremost, can you clarify that? Do you just never use it? What situations do you use it, and why don't you use it? And I think Clocked It led the charge. It was Clocked It, Retro Death, even Robert. They kind of doubled down on the on wanting to see the title screen as the reason not to suspend a game, which is fine. I'm not here to say, that's your opinion, that's what you like, that's part of gaming for you, that's cool. Retro Death made a 30-minute video, showed a bunch of cool title screens. One lame one, Days Gone. Talk about a boring title screen, but whatever. He loves it. And if that's your reason, that's your reason. But my question is going to be, to go on with the rest of this discussion, what if the title screen is lame? What if it's Breath of the Wild's title screen? Doesn't have any music, doesn't really offer any reason to boot the game up from it being closed, because you get nothing out of that title screen. All you do is you just get a loading screen. If you have the option to resume, what is it? Is that a situation where you don't care and you will suspend the game? Or it feels like a lot of people are just, I don't use the suspend feature. I've seen many comments saying that. So if you don't use it, and if your reason's title screens, well, what if the title screen's bad? So that's my first question. Obviously, if you're switching games, there's no way around it unless you own a Series X and it has quick resume. Or you're shutting your system down, powering it completely down, whether you do that every night or every once in a while. I do it when there's a storm, a lightning storm or something. I always shut my systems off. Otherwise, I don't. So I'm going to move to the couch and just demonstrate a few things and kind of give you my thoughts. And so I'll do that right now. Alright, so audio should be a little bit better, and I had to dim my TV down to nothing for it to show up on camera. So Splatoon 2, I pretty much was done with the game, but I picked up the Octo expansion because Robert, that was the game he picked for me to play from winning the Game of the Year podcast, the little game we played. So yeah, I suspended it at the menu or on the train, so there you go. In a second, it got me less than a second. That was pretty much instant. It's pretty much instant. It's actually a little slower on the PS5, to be honest. So I'm in the game. Right where I left off, I was on the train. I can pick a stage. I can go into the stage, and I don't know. I don't want to get copyright strike or something for music, but I don't know what this stage is. I haven't played this one. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to turn the volume down real quick. So this looks like a pretty intricate level. Let me just see. I'm supposed to be doing, to be honest. What? I was going to say. Oh, damn it. That was my fault. So I can be here in the stage. I can suspend it. I can go to sleep mode. You know, let's say somebody stopped over, or I had to go grocery shopping or do something. I knew I was going to play later. This is what I do 100% of the time. Unless, like I said, if I'm turning my system off for whatever reason, the switch, I guess if I undocked it and I didn't want the battery to die. But it's like that convenience right there. This level, I ain't going to play it. To me, it doesn't matter how cool the title screen is. Like that, getting immediately into where I was. Now, this is an example of a game that doesn't have a great title screen, so you could make the argument that I picked a bad choice. But let's just see how long it takes to boot. So it was 6:29 on my clock or my timer. Let's see how long it takes to get the title screen. Where are we at? So we're coming up on 30 seconds. And there we're at the title screen. There's no music. It was just over 30 seconds. Not a huge deal. So, yeah, it's the world map. I mean, it's colorful. It looks good. But here's the thing, especially with Splatoon 2. Now, I actually didn't pick this, wasn't thinking about this part, even though I've mentioned it before. So I just want to play the Octo expansion. So this is like a worst case scenario probably, so it's probably going to make it look like I honestly forgot about this when I started this video. Like, I just had Splatoon, that was the last thing I was playing. So we're sitting through, we're over a minute, almost a minute and a half. I'm spamming A, and I don't care what you tell me, you spam A every time you get to the screen, I guarantee it. You're lying if you say you don't. Okay, so, and then Splatoon also has, there's no way to jump to the Octo expansion. I did get some cool gear earlier, though. I do want to see if I have it. No, it's not selected. It's not listed by new. I got like an Octo outfit, but I don't see it. Anyway, it's pointless. Whoops, I didn't mean to select that. Not important, but I just got distracted there. So yeah, this game doesn't have a way to just jump right in like from the main menu. So I gotta walk over here, and I just want to play the Octo expansion. I don't care about the multiplayer anymore. Like, I'm done with Splatoon 2 other than this. Because of that short delay or distraction, I can't quite track it. So now we're back. Finally, it was over 2 minutes, for sure. All that just to play this game. Now, actually, that, for me personally, and like I said, this game's kind of a worst case scenario, that takes me out of the experience going through all that. Because it has nothing to do with the Octo expansion. So finding out what the maps are and seeing loading screens actually takes me out of the, or, it doesn't set me up and get me excited to play the Octo expansion. It does kind of the opposite. So that's, like I said, this is kind of a bad example, I guess. Like Hellblade has a really long loading time, and the title screen's basically that image, that you just seen. So again, I'm not challenging title screens. I know there's been amazing title screens over the years. Not as many. This last couple generations, in my opinion, not as many great ones. Like, oh, Unreal Engine, like that doesn't get me ready to play Hellblade. This screen does not set the mood for Hellblade. This reading this warning does not get me ready. I would say it doesn't even. My cat just decided to make much noise. It's not till you start hearing the music here. Okay, this is your title screen. Like, honestly, I know I didn't pick this because I thought it was just because it's a digital game and I had to put a different cartridge in. There's nothing about this that gets me ready to play Hellblade. So again, another example of one that doesn't have an amazing title screen. So again, if it doesn't have an amazing title screen, why are you still not using the suspend game feature? I really want to know. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I can't think of any reason. Unless you're done for the night, you turn your system off, like I said earlier. So just curious, and see how long this game takes to load. It's like 10 seconds on my PC, and I'm guessing similar on the Series X. So I finally loaded up. It's been a while since I played, and it looks really bad compared to my last memory of the game. But so all that to get into the game versus this. Like, I'm not saying I don't, like I said, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I just want to know, for the people that say they just don't use it, if the title screen's nothing special, then why don't you suspend the game? Are you afraid something's going to happen to your save file? Is it going to get corrupted? Especially the Switch, which has battery, but you're not going to lose power. Why wouldn't you use it? That's what I'm asking. Because I haven't heard anything other than the title screen. Like I said, the guys on the podcast kind of doubled down on the title screen being like part of the experience. So let me just try to remember what to do here. So this is Switch. It's probably more. I'm gonna guess people more will use the suspend feature more frequently on Switch versus the other consoles. So I don't remember. I think I got to come up here. It's not really the point. It wasn't to play this game. Let me see. I'll just and I've already played it twice on PC and once all the way on Switch. So it's like I don't really need to worry about. Cat, shut it. I don't really need to worry about getting to a save spot, but I'm still going to do it. And I really hope this doesn't come across as like I don't believe you like title screens. No, I totally do. But again, I'm just going to reiterate so there's no confusion. What if the title screen is nothing? It's just a generic or lame title screen. That's what I'm wondering. Is that a situation where you would use the suspend feature and or not? So, man, this went on 14 minutes because I was just going to show you the other Spectrum was a PS5, but so I close that out. I'm not going to play it. Now I got to reload up Splatoon, but let me turn on the PS5. And it's going to get bright because I didn't dim it for the PS5. I didn't go into turn the brightness of the TV down. But I was playing Immortals. It's the disc version. And I left off in a spot. I hit that. And I'm back in the game. See how quick, how that wasn't as quick as the Switch. And just to show you, in case you don't know, here's what the title screen looks like. This game, you also get Ubisoft, you get the name of the game engine, it tells you about saves. This is the title screen. It's just the world with birds and water flowing in the main theme. So it's really nothing elaborate. It never changes. It's always the same, except for it's got blinking lights and birds and water moving. You know, it's like in Lightning Strike. I can just boot up the game and look at the world and get the same kind of experience. So for me, again, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate title screens. This one in particular isn't anything special, and I could just boot the game up in a second and just appreciate the world, kind of in a similar fashion. I could watch the lightning strike. You know, I personally is about getting to the game and skipping the loading times. It's not really about skipping the title screen. It's just about getting into the game as fast as possible. So that is what it is for me. So let's come back on camera. Just the final thoughts. Again, it's fine. I'm not saying that you have to justify title screens. I'm just asking if the game has a bad title screen. Then what do you do? Do you use the suspend? Do you not use it? Or is it just something you just against? Is it part of your routine to boot up a game, get ready, get comfortable on the couch or whatever? Or I guess the other option would be you're worried on PlayStation if the power went out and then the hard drive has to go through and it could possibly get corrupted. You know, like that's happened to clocked it. I don't know anybody personally, but I've seen somebody on YouTube or something saying that happened years ago. So it's possible. Like I said, with lightning storms, I always close my games and I shut the PS4, now the PS5, completely off. A lot of times I'll even unplug my TV and stuff. But that's otherwise, I keep it in rest mode. I keep my game suspended. And that's it. So again, I don't want to make this an argument. Title screens are cool, but at the same time, what happens when it's not? And leave me your thoughts below. And if you want to do a video response or something, that's cool. I'm just looking for clarification on when you don't use suspend feature. If you don't use it at all, why? And if you do use it, what's the criteria? When do you use it? When don't you? So hopefully this video made sense. It was longer than I wanted it to be, but I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.